Hello everybody, hope you're all well and thanks very much for the support with my videos. I'm very grateful. Today I'm on the Grand Canal in Dublin, and as you can see, the gauntlet of barricades that are being walked on, they stretch all the way from beyond Mount Street up as far as Robert Emmet Bridge and Harris Cross, stretching about 4 kilometres. Erected by Waterways Ireland back in May, and they stated at an Oireachtas committee hearing a number of weeks ago that this had cost up to €145,000 to erect the fences and maintain them. Now, over the last number of days there's been protests down here, and a lot of the fences were removed, but now they've returned thanks to the Labour Party's intervention. They can't make their mind up what they want, the Labour Party. I'm not sure what you expect from them anyway. But I think what's important is it's disgraceful that they're here, because it's prohibitive to the public space, people who use this facility. And there's a lot of questions to answer about the money that's been made from this also as well, from the immigration industry. This is one facet of it. And it's important to recognise that in the last number of days, information has come to light that Waterways Ireland have stated that they're paying up to €30,000 per week now to maintain these fences. Now, isn't this remarkable? Because in a Oireachtas committee here a couple of weeks ago, they said the cost was €145,000, which would estimate roughly about, over the 60 days, just over €2,500 in terms of erection, in terms of maintaining them, and all the rest of the issues with these fences. But now it's come to light that it's €30,000 per week. When they were in the Oireachtas committee, the Public Accounts Committee, Waterways Ireland are a north-south body, so they're funded from Stormont and funded from Dáil Éireann in terms of the overall funding in our budget. 85% comes from the 26 counties and 15% comes from the 6 counties, and their job is to maintain and look after the waterways in Ireland. This was previously owned by the Grand Canal Company, then it's CIE, then the Office of Public Works, and then with the part of the Good Friday Agreement, there was a number of bodies set up, cross-border initiatives, and one of those was Waterways Ireland, which is a huge Quango. So let's get to the bottom of who is profiting from this. Was there a procurement contract put out? Was it put out to tender? Was there proper planning permission granted or sought? No. And as I said, huge amount of money has been made from these barriers. And they said that they did it by themselves. They weren't talking to any government minister, government department around that. So I wonder if any freedom of information might be requested of Waterways Ireland regarding the whole role in erecting these barricades all along the banks of the Grand Canal. Now, a number of weeks ago, 2 men drowned in the Grand Canal, just a couple of bridges down from here, tragically, and rest in peace to those poor men. Over the last number of years, Waterways Ireland have had a huge attack on homeless people, for instance, sleeping along the canals, in terms of putting up barriers and forcing people away from sleeping on the Grand Canal. Because of government policies, because we made homelessness, it's absolutely disgraceful what's happening in Dublin and in Ireland also as well. But as I said, a lot of people are making money from this misery, and when the plan with Waterways Ireland is to make some sort of biodiversity plan in the long term around here, you wonder and you would think that our money must be spent on actually maintaining the canal to a proper standard and making it accessible to people and affordable for people to use. Because as we can see today, there's nobody along the banks of the Grand Canal, and there's nobody actually using the Grand Canal, which is sad. And why isn't the money better spent by maintaining the Grand Canal as well, rather than these prohibitive barricades that are put up? I've written to Waterways Ireland, they haven't responded, unsurprisingly. And also, if you can look at the bigger agenda, why these NGOs and Quangoes are profiting massively from the crisis. It's where the governments abdicate their responsibilities to these Quangoes, offer huge salaries to them, and they have no accountability, as I've noted with the public purse. This is how corrupt Ireland is to the core. Previously, you'd have a body that would be responsible to the minister, and the minister would make a decision based on their department, and that's the way government is supposed to work. But of course, with all these neoliberal policies and a so-called big society pushed by David Cameron and being followed here in Ireland by the political parties in successive governments over the last number of decades, this is part of outsourcing their jobs to these Quangoes. And this is how they respond, flippantly using the money from the public purse without any accountability. So why aren't they pulled before the Public Accounts Committee and being questioned over this to get to the true figures? And why isn't the Controller and Auditor General involved in this also as well? That's what should happen with proper oversight, proper scrutiny, proper auditing of accounts, and proper scrutiny of the public purse. But of course, it's public money, so who knows? It doesn't really matter to them, does it? Because they profit from it. So thanks for joining me in the video today. They're absolutely disgraceful, and really support the removal, but it's very important. If you like my videos, please share them, please press subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thanks for all the support. You'll buy me a coffee as well, very grateful. So let's keep highlighting these injustices, highlighting these people who profit from the misery of others and cause huge issues going forward. As I said, there is alternatives to spend this money on something that's more positive and proactive, by people being working on cleaning the canal, being paid properly and employed properly, rather than this whole idea towards the big society where they rely on individuals to pick up the slack, but yet they profit from all this as well. Pull the wool over people's eyes. Thanks for the support of my videos, and from Dublin today, take care. See you all soon. Slán.